Well, good afternoon, sweet friends. I'm Beth Fisher, and I've had the privilege of emceeing the Club Christ Ladies Tea the last few years in person. This was not exactly what any of us were hoping for, right? But that's okay. God's got a plan, and I'm confident that He's going to use me and you and our friends and family to continue to support Club Christ the way that we always have. So thank you for being here today. We're so grateful. As I've prayed over today, God has reminded me that the people most affected by COVID, by unemployment, by tension in the home, are the children Club Christ serves. And so I feel really convicted to support this ministry now more than ever. And I pray that you feel as convicted as I do. Together, I know that we can make this virtual tea a huge success and that we can continue to support Club Christ. Thank you again for making this tea date a priority. I hope that you have a cup of tea in front of you, maybe some friends and family around. Have a great afternoon, everyone. And now it is my privilege to introduce Evan and Vanessa Hartzell.
Over 20% of children in Las Vegas are growing up in poverty, and the majority of those kids are more likely to be incarcerated than graduate college by the age 24. When I founded Club Christ, I saw 5th graders being clicked up to get them ready to join the local gang. Drug deals would happen on every corner, and gun violence was out of control. But in the middle of the chaos were these kids. They were smart and they were working so hard to make a better life for themselves. These young men and women dreamt of being college graduates, of owning their own business, of becoming leaders. That's why almost 15 years ago, we opened up our Club Christ Learning Center right in the middle of an apartment complex off of MLK and Cary. What started with a 2-bedroom apartment offering tutoring and faith-based mentoring has expanded to 3 learning centers across Las Vegas. Our vision from day one has been to empower urban youth to transform their communities for Christ. And after investing in nearly 400 children, we've watched students graduate college, get married, become fathers, mothers, Christ followers, and leaders who are now transforming their communities for Christ. Kids are beating the odds, avoiding drugs and alcohol, saying no to gangs, and living out their dreams. There are still over 100,000 kids growing up in poverty in Las Vegas. But today, we're empowering 100 kids each year, proving that progress is possible. It doesn't take much. It simply takes action. Volunteer 2 hours a week or donate once a month to continue empowering urban youth to transform their communities for Christ for the next 15 years.
Hi, I'm Evan Hartzell, the Executive Director of Club Christ, and thank you for joining us for our 9th annual fundraising tea. You know, when all of this stuff hit, I was really worried that we'd lose the critical funds that we need to operate Club Christ by canceling this tea. So I called up Brenda. I was like, Brenda, what can we do to make this tea special for people? And she said, what if we offered at-home tea kits so that people can host their very own tea within their homes? And I said, that's an awesome idea. And so thank you for all of you who have hosted a party at your house. I hope you're enjoying the goodies and the tea, and I hope you guys are having fun. If that's you, get out your smartphone right now, go to the little emoji on your keyboard that has a little teacup or anything related to tea, and post that in the comments. We'd love to know where you're at and what you're doing today and how you're celebrating the tea. If you aren't enjoying a tea party right now and you're just joining us from home, I want to thank you for supporting the work of Club Christ. Our work is more important now than ever. COVID-19 literally turned our world upside down. And we were tracking how families were responding when schools went offline and we closed. You know, as it turned out, about half of our students didn't connect with distant learning. And that's critical for our 1st, 2nd, and 3rd graders who are just learning to read. A lot of our students come into our program already 2 grade levels behind. And so when you lose an entire semester of learning, it can impact your future in huge ways. And so what we've decided to do is say, hey, how can we bring learning into the home. And so during the COVID-19 pandemic, where we were all stuck at home, we said, let's get some at-home learning kits for our kids. And so we delivered that to every family, a new library of books for each kid, a bunch of games they could play with their siblings. We said, hey, how can we make sure kids are learning and growing in God's Word? So with the help of a church partner, we were able to get these doodle devotionals in the hands of every single student so they can have a creative time just to engage with God at home. And lastly, there were some needs that just popped up, right? It was really hard to get groceries. It was really hard to just leave your house. And so with the help of some of our generous donors, we were able to provide gift cards to grocery stores and even supplies and food that we gave out to every family in need. And it was just incredible to see God provide in such a critical time. At the beginning of the summer, we launched again and opened up our doors, and kids were so glad that we were back. And we're open this summer for kids like Teresa. You know, I just mentioned this is a critical time for first, second, and third graders. Well, Teresa's supposed to be entering into second grade in a matter of weeks. And I literally sat down with her the other day, and I was just trying to get her to kind of read a little bit with me. And I could tell she was really struggling. And what I realized was, not only can she not read, she's having trouble recognizing her letters. So we just had to stop and start from scratch. You know, a lot of our kids are significantly behind. And the help we're able to provide for them, especially this summer, is gonna get them ready to really be successful this next school year. And if you wanna join us, if you wanna spend an afternoon with one of these kids at one of our 3 centers, we'd love to have you. Just visit our website, clubchrist.org. There's a place where you can just fill in a form to let us know you're interested in volunteering. Or actually, you could just drop a note in the comments and we'll get right back to you and we'll get everything you need set up and ready to go. Today is an opportunity to raise a significant amount of support from the comfort of your own home. You see, we're trying to raise $10,000 to reach over 150 kids this year. This support today helps us not only this summer, but in the school year to come, where we're just gonna be working so hard to get kids back to where they need to be. And also making sure that kids have an opportunity to hear how much God loves them. I love seeing kids light up when they hear about the goodness of God and God cares for them. God wants a relationship with them. You see, it's pretty simple to support the work that we're doing. Visit our website, clubchrist.org. On there, if you click the donate button, there's options. There's $25 you can give, $50, $100, whatever you feel like God is leading you today to invest into Club Christ. We would love to partner with you. Another great way that people have partnered with us is through our local businesses. And we have a new business that has stepped up to help us, and that's Dave Wilson's Toyota. It's located on Sahara Avenue, where they provide a no-hassle car buying experience. The second one is kind of familiar if you've been to the tea before, but it's the Little Candle Tea Company. This local tea company is led by Louise Caruth, and she's graciously donated all the tea for our at-home viewing parties that they're enjoying today. And they have some of the finest loose leaf teas that you'll find. So go to their website. It's just littlecandletea.com. And our premier sponsor is Lizette Sunvik of Sunvik Legacy Center. The Sunvik Legacy Center has been a huge supporter of what we're doing every single year. And since they help us reach more kids with their support, we want to help them reach more clients who need help with estate planning. And you'll hear from Lizette in just a second, but right after that, we're gonna be joined by a special guest, my beautiful and talented wife, Vanessa Hartzell. So I'll see you in a sec.
Hi, I'm Lizette Sunvik, founder of Sunvik Legacy Center. I've been part of the Las Vegas community since 1993. Started practicing in family law, probate, guardianship, all within litigation. By 1997, I transitioned into helping people with estate planning services. My main goal was to keep them out of court with regards to family law, probate, and guardianship. I've dedicated the last 25 years of my practice planning with people and providing a safe place for them to address the complicated nature of estate planning and what it means to their family. With that in mind, some people procrastinate on starting the conversation. I created an online course, and our pilot launch is September 4th of this year, where we're providing complimentary access to the attendees of this event. I wanted to show you that this little card here inside explains what the Savvy Steward Starter Kit is all about. That's a tongue twister. I want you to say that 10 times fast. I enjoyed creating this online course, and I hope that you as well will find peace of mind preparing to have the conversation. It's my pleasure, and I am so thankful to be a part of Club Christ. And next year, we hope to see you in person. Thank you for coming to the virtual event, and we hope that you enjoy it.
Hey, welcome back. Hey, thanks Vanessa for joining us today. And shout out to my parents who are watching our 3 kids. We have a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old at home. And Vanessa, we've been talking a lot about this whole transition that COVID-19 has caused both of our organizations to kind of think of some new ideas, about what's coming up next. And I know you have a big conference coming up, the Refresher Women's Conference, put on by Ignite Life every year. I wanted Vanessa to speak to some things. She was going to be our keynote speaker this year. I want to kind of have her share maybe some of the things she learned through this COVID-19 crisis and some of the things that maybe bubbled to the surface for her. And I wanted her just to kind of just share that with you today.
Thank you, Evan. Yeah, I would say that the one word that just has continued to stir in my spirit is the word intentionality. It's something that I think that a lot of us were lacking before all of this came into our lives, where we were just kind of going through our lives and letting things happen or not happen, and relationships happened or they didn't happen. But all of a sudden, when COVID happened, when this pandemic happened, when the world started to shift, we started to get a lot more intentional with how we were spending the minutes of our day. I know for me, for us, that looked a lot different with our kids. Now, I was homeschooling my children and with them 24/7, and my husband was working from home, and I was doing my best to work from home. Didn't always happen, but there were so many things happening that were different than before, but there was something still, even though things were kind of chaotic and full in a different way, there was something still that said, man, these relationships matter. How many times have we forgotten to eat dinner together as a family? You know what? During COVID, it's all sit down at the table. We're all going to eat dinner together. Or these relationships, friendships that we've had that we made it a point to go and drop flowers off at friends' houses or to celebrate their birthday in bigger and better ways than we've ever done before. And all of those opportunities have always been available to us, but we just weren't taking them. And so here, that intentionality really shifted and focused. I know for us, even in our marriage, we decided that every Sunday we were gonna eat like macaroni and cheese for the kids for dinner, and we would hold off, and we had takeout brought in, delivered to our house, so that we could make that into a date time. We didn't normally have date night once a week, but man, what an incredible time it was, and how it's enriched our relationship and our marriage. And so I think just that intentionality that God has really stirred in us of what is God calling you to be more intentional with? Is it being more intentional with your time, more intentional with your resources, more intentional in pursuing God and pursuing others? And so that would really be my challenge for everyone as we're just gathered around the table with people that we know and love, is how can I be intentional in my life? And I think Club Christ has provided an opportunity for all of us to be intentional today. How can I be intentional with my time, with my resources, with my prayer life? Like, these guys are out on the front front lines in apartment complexes, in people's homes, in people's lives, engaging in hard conversations and in real life. So wouldn't it be incredible if all of us committed to just be intentional in our prayer life to remember Club Christ in our prayers? So that would be my encouragement to all of you, and encouragement preaching to the choir to myself is, how can I continue to live my life more intentionally?
There are a few community leaders and pastors that we asked just to share about their connection with Club Christ, and I want you to hear from them.
Hi, my name is Lori Wilhite. I am the founder of Leading and Loving It, the senior pastor's wife of Central Church here in Las Vegas, and also a former educator. I was a teacher in a low-income bilingual school, so it is no wonder that I absolutely love the ministry of Club Christ. I'm so thankful for all that they do in the lives of kids. You know, there are two things I think that can really change the trajectory of someone's life. The first is education. Education opens doors that were previously closed. They help kids pursue the purpose that God has for them in their lives. It can completely change their futures. And when you see successes like Club Christ has, where their reading levels increase by 1.5 grades, that is incredible. It is that kind of influence that can absolutely change the future of a child and the future of their families and future generations. The second thing that changes a kid's life is encountering the grace and the mercy and the love of Jesus Christ. That makes the biggest difference of anything in the world. And the fact that at Club Christ, over 80% of their kids are involved in Bible study. They're learning about Jesus. They're learning how to practically engage with Him in a relationship. That will change their lives forever. And as we look at the upcoming school year and all of the changes and all that is going on, I don't think there's ever been a more important time in Las Vegas for a ministry like Club Christ. So I hope that you will join my husband Judd and I as we generously support this ministry right now. Let's make a difference in kids' lives together.
Hello, this is Pastor Roger Worsham of Life Springs Christian Church here in Las Vegas. And I just want to communicate to you that we at Life Springs are wholehearted believers in the ministry of Club Christ. We have been supporting this ministry for 13 years. We believe in what they're doing. And our mission strategy is to reach our neighborhood. That's our Jerusalem, the community around us, the neighborhoods around us. But we also want to reach our Judea, and we consider that to be the city of Las Vegas. And we as a church are involved in world missions as well, carrying the gospel to the uttermost parts of the world. But for us to reach our city, we understand that there's not a lot that we could do very effectively all on our own. That's why we think it's wise and important for us to form partnerships with other ministries who are really getting it done here in the Las Vegas Valley. And Club Christ is one of those ministries that's reaching people effectively with the gospel. And so they have been one of our main ministry partners for reaching our Judea. And we will continue to support them. We think that what they're doing is the right way to go about ministry, targeting kids, and kids especially in at-risk families. We believe in what they're doing in going into the communities where the needs are the greatest. And we truly believe in this ministry and how well it's led. I have great confidence in Evan Hartzell as a leader of this organization. So there's integrity, there's mission-mindedness, and there's a strategic focus. And so all of that working together, we think, makes Club Christ a wise investment of our missions dollars for reaching people here in this Las Vegas Valley where there's over 2 million people. So I would encourage you to be generous and sacrificial in your support of the work God is doing to reach children in this great valley, in this great city.
Hi, my name is Chip Riggs, and I'm the mobilization pastor at Hope Church here in Las Vegas. We have many partners around the city, and one of our favorite city partners is Club Christ. I've known Evan for a number of years, and I've always known him to be passionate about reaching at-risk kids. and also passionate in his pursuit of excellence. Kingdom work I've found to be very relational, both in your city and around the world. And so our relationship with Evan and his team is so important to us as a church. But it's also important to know that the relationship between our church and the kids at Club Christ is important. And here's why. Club Christ is a ministry that invests in at-risk youth. And we see the long-lasting fruit of that investment because of the relationships that can be developed through mentoring and teaching and hanging out with kids. And so it's this relationship that's so important to us and for the volunteers that serve with Club Christ out of our church. Proximity is everything in relationships, and relationships are everything in transformation. And so when I know that I can promote Club Christ as a valuable ministry in our community to our church members, and they can, through Club Christ, go and be proximate with those kids that need so much love and care and help, and they need Christ, then I know that that's a worthy ministry for our church to be involved in. So I encourage you to join in the work of Club Christ and really make a difference in the lives of urban youth. You can volunteer, you can pray for them, you can support the work financially, just like our church does on a monthly basis. And if God is leading you to make a long-lasting impact in the lives of urban youth, well, there's no better opportunity than to support the work of Club Christ. Thank you, and God bless you.
Well, hello, friends of Club Christ. My name is Antonio Rael. I have the great privilege of serving as the board president for Club Christ Ministries, and I'm excited that you've chosen today to be a part of this new experience, this virtual experience. I wanted to share with you a little bit of my connection to Club Christ. I'm a lifelong educator. I've been right here in Las Vegas serving the underserved for almost 2 decades now. And several years ago, I was invited to come and see Club Christ Ministries and see the work that is happening inside of these communities that don't have the same privileges and opportunities as some of the communities that many of us grew up in. And my heart was immediately connected to the children and this great mission. It is the mission, of course, of advancing God's word, but it is doing it through elevating the academic understanding and preparedness of our students that need these next steps up to showcase their potential and their intellect. It is a wonderful group of students from wonderful families that sit in neighborhoods often don't have opportunities to show their greatness. And Club Christ has found this beautiful niche to reach these unreached families. And so my wife and I then prayerfully considered supporting the ministry, becoming a monthly contributor. And from that grew my interest and my heart, and soon found myself sitting on the board and later as the board president. And I've just found great encouragement and fulfillment being a part of this ministry, whatever capacity God has allowed me. And I want to encourage you to think and consider and pray about doing the same thing. We have a website. We'd love for you to come check out our website, to contribute there. We'd love for you to be a prayer partner with us, to come and volunteer in our centers and see this great work with these great children, these great families. But again, there's also the need to support this work financially. And so my hope is that you will join me and the many hundreds of others who have decided to call Club Christ a place of home, to serve God through contributing. And even if you're not a person that is necessarily a Christ follower, of course, we'd love for you to consider that conversation, but we'd love for you to be a part of this work, even as a person that has a heart for children that come from poverty backgrounds and knows the potential that sits inside of those children and what they can accomplish if they're just given the right tools and opportunities. So again, I'm thankful that you've joined us on this day, and I hope you'll consider being a partner with us in some capacity, and I wish you the best. Thank you.
Wouldn't it be a wonder if God changed our culture and the future of our world through Club Christ students we're reaching today? You know, as we look around, a lot of the ugliness of our culture has come to the surface. The years of racism and just destruction of our country, leaves us kind of wondering, like, where do we find hope? And I know for me, like, I'm always looking to see it, like, what are some solutions? What are some paths forward? And man, when I look into the eyes of these young people and I see the fact that they want a better tomorrow, when I see the fact that they're reaching out and they're loving God with all their hearts and they want to make a difference, that gives me hope. And that's one of the reasons why it's so important that we work together, that we lean on each other in this time. And one way you can do that is just to invest some time coming down, being a mentor, and invest just some resources just to make sure that Club Christ can make it through this year, which we all know is going to be a crazy year once again. And so go visit our website, clubchrist.org, sign up to volunteer, click the donate button, just move to action today to make a difference. And thank you so much for spending your afternoon with us. Thank you so much to everyone who is giving their time and energy to make this a success. Brenda, our chair of our team, Angela, who pours hours into this event, our whole T committee, all of our volunteers who are just stepping up to make sure Club Christ is growing and God's blessing it. And it's just been an incredible experience just to see all the things that have come out of this crazy season. So make sure you visit nellisauction.com. It's going to be closing soon. Just this afternoon, you won't be able to bid anymore. So get on there, get your last bids. There's some great stuff on there. And, I hope to hear from you soon. Always been great. And this is Evan signing out.
Nope, it's the same thing that happened to me. You're totally good. I did.
Yep. All right. All right. Thank you, Lizette. Okay.
What are you saying?
All right. And we're okay. All right. Focus.
No, but that was a completely different thing.
I know.
Okay.
Because Lizette's video was before us. Okay. Hey guys, welcome back. My name's. I already know my name. Okay. All right. Welcome back. All right.